Hey, welcome back. We have a package here and it has batteries in it. What is this? Let's take a look. Now, we're going to be real lame here because I don't really know a lot about this category of stuff, but it's worth a try. And here we go. So this is the, and I'm sure I'm going to pronounce this right or wrong, but the Brinyte PT16 tactical flashlight. And I did very minimal research on this. I probably should have watched someone else's video on it. But let's do an unboxing first, and then we can maybe do a more comprehensive video. I'm just going to give the initial impressions here, and then we can talk more about, is it good, that kind of stuff. Maybe I'll do a subsequent video, but it looked pretty impressive. It was offered to me to take onto the channel for a review, and wow, that is a serious flashlight. So first impression is this is not a tiny flashlight. To put it on perspective, this is like the smallest flashlight I have. It's like kind of my go-to. It has a magnet here, and I just stick it on my desk basically, and use it when I need to. This is a whole different category versus the Sofrin here. So let's get into this lightsaber looking flashlight that looks like it could maybe go on my M4 rifle here. So I'm not 100% sure if the batteries are in it or if they are turned off or whatnot, or what I need to do to turn this thing on. So I'm just going to take a quick look in here because this might be, for instance, the battery for it. Hydrogen rechargeable lithium-ion battery, a charger, and there you go. You can see it has a USB-C charge port. And let's try and put this battery in here and see if we can make it all work. It felt like it has a very solid seal there, so that's interesting. And try and get this guy open. Overall, it feels very quality, is like my initial impression. That is a serious 5,000 milliamp hour battery. If you know much about batteries, that's a single cell lithium ion battery. And that thing can, that's a lot of, this thing probably lasts a very long time if I were to guess, just based on most of my battery experience comes from remote control cars. But let's get this thing all put on here. And then it does come with a couple extra seals, which feel important to it. It has a pocket clip there, so you can throw that in the pocket, which looks pretty nice. And let's light it up and see if we can actually turn this thing on. I do not know if I pressed the wrong thing, but this is one of those beautiful benefits of doing a first unboxing when you haven't done any research on it. So let's take a look here. Maybe we can get in the instructions on why it's not turning on. Maybe I put the battery in backwards there and wasn't paying attention. But it looks like very simple instructions here, which is great. So let's just double check if I put that battery in backwards there when I wasn't paying attention or something. You would have probably noticed it better than I did. I certainly did. So my apologies there. Battery is directional, and just was not paying attention. All right, that should work much better. Holy smokes, that is a seriously bright flashlight. So if you hold it for a second and then let go, you get kind of a normal brightness. Ratchet it up. Oh my gosh, that thing gets crazy bright. All right, and then you hold it on the button and it turns off. So it's a fairly similar function to this one. This one is one click for a low brightness, and you have to hold on to it for a super low brightness. And when you turn it on, you can ratchet it up somehow. I can't remember. Now I'm switching back and forth and I'm forgetting how. This one, if you just hit the button, it goes pretty darn bright. And it gets crazy bright if you ratchet it up. Okay, and if you hold the button, you get a very nice low brightness. So there's like a fourth setting there that's at a lower brightness, right? If I'm understanding this correctly. And you know, with me, pretty unlikely. Pretty unlikely that I get it right. So very interesting. So far, so good. I am not a flashlight expert, so if I can figure it out, that's a great sign. Just want to see how warm that is. That is putting out some decent amount of heat there. So my guess is if you do this at that full brightness level, you are probably going to run out that battery much more quickly because that thing has some nice heat coming off of the top of it there. So let's read into it a little bit. And I'm not the person that's going to tell you about lumens and all those fun things. This is not my area of expertise, but it shows impact resistance. So that's something that they're focused in on. It does have some pretty impressive stats there. 556 yards, 600 plus meters for the beam distance. Kind of curious if you can like adjust the beam shape. It doesn't seem like it at first look. And then I'm also curious on this pocket clip. So let me throw this in the pocket really quickly. Goes right in over the pocket, no problem. I mean, it is big flashlight, right? But the pocket clip works well, which is cool. Let's do some measurements really quickly to get a sense of the size here. So on length, we are looking at about 6 1/4 inches long. And then on weight, with none of the extras on the stuff, none of that included, I'm going to give this, I don't know, maybe 7 ounces, 7.95 ounces. So a decent weight to it. Now, when this light is green, it says that means that it's fully charged. Yellow, less charged, red, needs to be charged, that kind of thing. So it does give you a sense of how much battery capacity you have, which is nice. And it looks like that just has a nice low light there, showing you that capacity. Let's see. So I am looking through the website. This is a 2000 lumen super bright LED flashlight. I mentioned the 600 meter beam, USB-C charger, IP68 waterproof, dual switches. Oh, dual switches. That's interesting because sometimes you want, holy smokes, that is bright. Sometimes you want to, oh, look at that. So it has things getting all wonked out by it. Wow, that is a crazy strobe. Sorry if I'm giving anyone a holy smokes. I'm now shining this across the room to do some comparisons, and it is really impressive. Very interesting. I'm just gonna do a quick comparison here to my little Sofrin light. I think that's, is that full power? I think that's as bright as that one goes. So now let's compare. We are now like 5 times brighter. That thing is so bright by comparison. So these are not even in the same league of brightness. Like, it is so different. That is pretty crazy there. Just to, again, try and put this in perspective, and I'm sure it doesn't come through exactly correct on here, but that is pretty wild how much brighter this thing gets. And you can really tell when you're like in here in the house, and I'm shining it now to my wall over there, and they're just not even playing in the same league, frankly. That thing is crazy. I gotta make sure and keep this out of my son's hands, or he's going to blind himself with it. Heck, I'm gonna probably blind myself with it. So that's really cool. That is impressive. I would really like to go take this out and put it to the test and see what it can do. The strobe light is just crazy. So I don't know, you know, what all the use cases are. Could you put this on top of a firearm, any of that kind of stuff? I don't know if it has the right gear for all of that or whatever. Haven't gotten down to that level yet, but I can say it definitely has the strength to do just about anything that you could potentially want to do with it from what I'm seeing. There's a warranty cord in there. Just trying to read through here. 30-day free replacement, 2-year free repairs, limited lifetime warranty. If repairs are required beyond the warranty period, they'll not charge fees or labor costs associated with the repair. And all right, here is the operating instructions. So you can see here, it has a pretty interesting mode. So tall main switch, tap, turbo, loosen, off, 1-click turbo, turbo 1-click off, long press when the tall main switch is off. And then you can see down here, the main switch is off. So they have different operations depending on the main switch. So you'd really have to go through that to understand everything that it can do with the strobe and the various different settings. Yeah, overall, you know, this is, again, not my area of expertise, but my initial impressions, just having had my hands on a lot of gear, from knives to pens to firearms to flashlights, you know, not a ton of flashlights, but a few of them. The quality seems really great. I haven't dropped it or tried anything like that, of course. It looks like it's easy to charge. It's not trivial to twist this part on and off, and just feels very quality, like it is made to be strong and potentially, you know, that IP68 waterproof level feels very valid, just based on the how hard you have to turn that to get this to come on, and, you know, basically having the appropriate washer in there and everything, or O-ring rather. And then it comes with a pretty nice little lanyard here for if you want to, you know, throw it on the wrist or something like that, I guess. Pretty quality and feels pretty good. Given the weight, I think that would probably be pretty comfortable. I don't know if you use that more in that capacity, or if you know, this is made to like kind of strap onto something, perhaps. That might be more of the use case for this guy. Again, not being the flashlight expert by any means, but and by the way, this one is the PT16 2000. So there are different levels of this. There's also a PT16A 3000 that I'd imagine, you know, adds another 33% in lumens, from 2000 lumens to 3000 lumens. So, you know, if this thing's throwing off that kind of energy, imagine what that one would do. And, you know, if you're a flashlight expert, you're watching this going, this guy is a total numbskull. But that is something that I am not. I am just someone that appreciates gear and gets it in hand and gives some initial impressions, and sometimes gets really deep on stuff. But this is, flashlights are not something I've gotten really deep on. I have a few others. I don't think they're here at the desk, but a few others that I've had that are even, you know, lower end than this one, that I have some opinions on. Enough opinions on like convenience. Like, one of the things I love is to have it I love having the button at the back, because it doesn't matter which way it's rotated. I love to have that button on the back so that no matter where you're at, you're going to be able to get that button. You know, it doesn't matter what angle you're on. And I actually think that's a really important feature. So I like the fact that this one has, you know, both of those capabilities. You can turn it on from here or from here. And that to me is actually a really good quality that I haven't seen on other flashlights too often. Of course, I don't have a bunch of high-end flashlights. So yeah, that is all I have got for now on the Brinyte PT16 tactical flashlight. Some good first impressions here. Appreciate the Brinyte team sending this in. Thank you for doing so. And I'm going to definitely put this thing to the test. This is going to be my go-to bright flashlight that, you know, is there for the worst possible scenario. This feels like a really good fit for that kind of use case. It looks like there are two places where this can hook in, if I'm seeing it correctly. So you can hook it in here or here, if I understand that correctly, which seems like a nice feature to have multiple places to be able to loop this in and get it on the light. Because this part on the back does twist off, so you know there's some risk probably of having that attached in that area. So yeah, that's all for now. If you enjoyed the content, or if you just have to correct me and tell me I'm a total doofus for not knowing anything about flashlights, feel free to drop that in the comments, or feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.